All right, and I got a joke for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
What do you call a sleeping bull?
A sleeping bull? Like bull?
Like a little cow, yeah.
Okay. What do you call a sleeping bull? No clue.
A bulldozer.
Bulldozer.
Mm-hmm.
I had a mom joke put me to sleep before.
I'm hurt. Give me a better dad joke then.
Um, why why can't you trust atoms? atoms. Atoms. The little molecules. Atoms. Why can't you trust them?
I don't know. Why can't you?
They make everything up.
All right, that was pretty good.
You can't trust them.
But I still think my mom joke was better. So I think you
There's
guys
no
need to
mom and
comment
dad
below
joke
and tell
competition.
us who's funnier. It's definitely me.
Fine, we'll get a vote. The more thumbs down we get, I'm funnier. The more thumbs up we get, you're funnier. That's how we go.
Okay. You guys better give that thumbs up
I really
then.
hope you win. Hey guys, Aaron Cochran by Tennessee Dirt Team Lead. I am here today again with Rachel Pitts, one of our unique realtors here on our team. Got some props in the background here. Rachel does something outside of real estate for fun that most of us couldn't even imagine. So Rachel likes to jump out of planes, and she does it here in Tullahoma. Rachel, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. And yes, I do jump out of planes. You guys should come join me.
Yeah, why on earth do you jump out of planes? Like how many times have you jumped out of a plane so far in your life?
I'm sitting somewhere around 120 right now.
120 times jumped out of a plane.
14 times just this past weekend. That was my biggest weekend.
That's insane. That's about the only excuse I'll ever get from you if you couldn't go show a client something. Is you're like, no, I'm jumping out of a plane this weekend. I can't do that. You had
Yeah.
a new listing go live this weekend, and you're jumping out of planes. So
Yep.
what agent puts a house into a contract, has a new listing come live, and jumps out of a plane 14 times all in one day? This lady. So why? What's the attraction to skydiving? Why Tullahoma? Like, and you just keep doing it over and over again.
I may be biased, but I think we have the prettiest place to jump. So we get a nice view of Tim Ford's Lake. You get Normandy Lake and the clouds here and the sunsets. Nothing beats a Tennessee sunset. So if you ever want to jump, I suggest jumping during sunset because that's the best time here. It's just the view. Nothing like it.
Can somebody pay you for real estate in skydives? Is that acceptable to pay?
I I would accept that actually. But you'd have to come out with me one of those times.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not even gonna stand on this desk. I don't like heights. I'm
You
clearly built for the ground.
you know most skydivers, not me, but most skydivers are actually scared of heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, your depth perception is so off that you can't tell how high up you are.
Yeah. Still not convincing me at all. It's okay. You got like 20 more minutes to convince me to try to jump out of a plane, and we'll see if we get there or not. But so you were telling me some stuff about this weekend. What was special about this weekend? Why 14 times in one day? Like you call them boogies?
Yeah, so boogie, and it's like a little party for skydivers. This one was called the Sis Boogie, which is Sisters in Skydiving. So it was all based around females. And so any female
So it literally
skydivers.
was raining women this weekend in Tullahoma.
Yes, it was raining women in Tullahoma.
That's
I
awesome.
have I have some cool video that I'll insert somewhere. So, but yeah, so all the females got discounted lift tickets. If you skydive on your own, tickets are usually $31 per jump, but this weekend it was 25. And the guys got discounted lift tickets if they dressed as females. So we had some guys out there with wigs jumping this weekend too.
Okay.
Yep. Um,
Interesting.
but we had a lot of fun. We did an all female jump, which turned out really good. We had a big round, which is just where you all get together in the sky and you just hold hands. They call it a BFR, which stands for big fat round. And it's just you're holding hands with your friends in the sky.
Is it like the medulla or whatever they call it? I can't remember what the term is. I don't know. Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
I
Tell
think I
me
know
if
what you're
anybody knows.
talking about.
I
But
was probably calling it completely the wrong thing. Somebody will comment and tell me what it is because I screwed up. That's okay.
But yeah, so we jump out of a Twin Otter. So we have the largest aircraft out of all the drop zones in Tennessee. It can fit 22 passengers at a time.
So how many people did you guys have show up to this boogie this weekend?
A lot. I would say close to 30 fun jumpers, and then we had over 50 tandems come out on Saturday. So the plane was going all day, every
You
day.
call them fun jumpers?
Fun jumpers, yes. That means that you can jump by yourself. You don't have to be strapped to someone. You're a
We had
licensed
50
skydiver.
tandems. Now, were these tandem people doing it like repetitive, like you guys were too?
No,
They were
the,
just going up like one and done type deal. Was
yeah.
that mainly women as well?
Nope, it was anyone. You'll have people come from all over. A lot of people come down to Nashville, and they'll just be end up coming skydiving out down here in Tullahoma, and they'll do a tandem, which is where they'll be strapped to an instructor, and then they jump, and that's what they do. It's usually that's when you go skydiving like once in your life. It's like, oh, I want to go skydiving. I'm gonna go do a tandem.
How do you start skydiving?
By doing a tandem. You don't actually have to do a tandem to jump. There's one person, he's a wingsuiter at our drop zone that never did a tandem and decided that he was just going to start solo jumping. So he sat through our first ground course and then went up and jumped out of a plane.
No, not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, no,
So,
we have some impressive people at our drop zone. There's actually one female. She's my age. She went to Tullahoma High School, I believe. Her dad's an instructor. He's the one that took me on my first ever tandem. But she travels around. She actually holds a few world records. And then we have a professional skydiver based out of our drop zone. He actually just made the U.S. team this year in swooping. So,
no, it's swooping. I think you've told me this before, but my old man age is catching up and my memory's not so great. What is swooping?
so swooping is something that I have zero interest in. That is they're crazy to me. But they take low turns to gain velocity and they kind of come at the ground and then they plane out and they go across. And it's typically over a pond. And there's different ways to score, and you have to go in between gates in order to qualify. And they have different ones for speed, accuracy, stuff along those lines.
Interesting. Is that an Olympic sport yet?
No, but
Why? We have ping pong as an Olympic sport. Why is that not an Olympic sport yet? That does make no sense. It's an X Games thing, probably at least, right?
well, I can only assume because there are sometimes injuries that you don't want to like live stream that.
Oh, and still, there's a delay.
True.
I don't know. I still am not jumping out of a plane.
I
You're
think you
seven,
should.
almost 8 minutes into it, still not convinced.
If I
I'm not
sell
jumping out of a plane.
15 houses by the end of this year, can you jump out of a plane?
What is it? October? If you sell 15 houses before the end of the plane, I'll buy you a plane. You can sell 15 houses between now and the end of the year.
Challenge accepted.
Oh my gosh, she's got some builder like in her back pocket that she's about to start selling houses for, and gonna put them all in contract. They're giving them away, dollar a piece. Aaron's jumping out of a plane. Dang.
You will at some point.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. If it's not you, then I'm gonna get Cassandra. I'm gonna get one of you.
Yep. That might be one way Cassandra and I get divorced, is her jumping out of the plane.
New team requirement. You cannot join unless you let Rachel chuck you out of a plane.
So how does that work? So if I'm going up, I'm talking about me now in first person. Now, if you go up as a first time skydiver, not me, you go up as a first time skydiver. And let's say you get up there and you're just terrified. You're strapped to Jim Bob behind you that does this for fun, which is not a person I want to be tied to. Who makes you go? Who goes out of the plane? Does Jim Bob push you? Or did you have to initiate it? Like, how does that work?
No, so they'll ask you if you're ready to jump. There's sometimes people will ride the plane down because they get too scared, but it doesn't happen very often. As if you say just push me out, they will. But so you'll go to the edge and you'll put your feet over and they'll just dangle and you'll just feel the wind. You'll tilt your head back and you'll be holding and they'll do something called a count. So they'll
And then
go
I
out,
vomit.
in, and then you're out. And they do that so that it gives the videographer, in case you get video or footage done, they know when to leave the plane with you to get it. So that's what the count's for.
Interesting. Yeah, head back. I'm throwing up everywhere. Let's just say everything that's going to happen or would happen to me is I'm standing in the doorway of a plane, strapped to gosh knows who lunatic behind me that does this for a living. There is no way. You don't want to be around me. Things are coming out of everywhere. Like, no. Does that happen? Tell me that happens.
Yeah, people have thrown up. There's also something called an ash dive. So when people pass away, a lot of people want to do ash dives. And there was one time that someone didn't release it when they were told to, and they did it at a different time, and it just went straight into the instructor's mouth. So they just ate their relative.
I'll ash dive. Done. She convinced me. 10 minutes, 17 seconds into it. I'll ash dive. You got me. Sign me up. This is the only way you're getting me out of a plane. Just throwing me out in a Ziploc bag.
Oh my.
Oh man. So it's Tullahoma's pretty popular. I mean, granted, we're pretty close to a lot of things. We're close to Chattanooga and Nashville and Huntsville and all these different types of things. I can see why. And there's a lot of entertainment stuff around here. So, because I definitely need a stiff drink, Jack Daniels or something, before I jumped out of the plane. There's probably rules against that. You probably can't jump inebriated.
You as a person should not. You can't jump while intoxicated. There has been people who have shown up from Nashville like hungover the next day, and you can definitely still smell it on them. But it's like they have to be safe in order to jump. There's been people who have been denied that have come to try to skydive, and it's like. But fun fact though, after you skydive, if you have a drink, it's like two feels like one because I don't know if it's the adrenaline or the height or whatever it is, but it's like double the amount. So fun fact.
As you can tell, I'm just dumbfounded and fascinated in all these weird things. It's like watching, like Cassandra likes to watch those true crimes, like psychopath killers.
That's all
Like that's
females.
how infatuated I am with this now. And it's ever since we've been talking about doing this video, I've been watching nothing but wingsuit videos and people on flying carpets and
So I
just
have a
watching some stuff the
little
other day.
I've done 3 wingsuit rodeos. So I'm not cool enough to be a wingsuiter yet. That's my goal. I want to be a wingsuiter. And so I just have to pretend to be one. So I ride on their backs occasionally, and it's called a wingsuit rodeo. And I felt like Princess Jasmine, so I made a little video, which I'm definitely inserting here because I love it so much. It's so good.
So answer me this. So you've got your own gear. Your pack's sitting over here on the floor, which is too big to put up here with us, but your helmet's behind us. Like, what does the gear for this cost? Like,
It's expensive once you get into the sport, but once you're in, like I said, lifts are only 31. That helmet was about $400 or $500. My rig was 4,000, and that doesn't include my parachute. Um, that came with it. So when you jump, you have 2 parachutes. You have your main, your reserve, and then you have something called an AAD, which you turn on, and that's like if you get knocked out, it'll automatically deploy your parachute for you. And those are expensive and they have to be serviced as well. And then on top of that, there's different maintenance. So every 6 months, your reserve has to be repacked. And pack jobs for that run between $60 to $100, and those are done by riggers. There's very few people in our area that can do it, but that just means you're qualified to pack the reserve.
so so you jump 14 times in one day. How does your pack get repacked?
So they have packers at the drop zone that you can pay to pack, or you can pack yourself. I choose to pack myself now because you save money doing it that way. And on top of that, you're in control of everything with your own rig.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's once you if they didn't do it right and you hit the ground, it's not like you're gonna go yell at Jimmy over here because he did it wrong. Like it's screw that, bud. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So this past weekend, we had one of our female skydivers cut away, which means that they had a malfunction with their main parachute and they had to pull their reserves, which sometimes we call the oh poop. Well, I don't want to say shit on here, but oh shit handle. Well, can we block that off? That means you go like that, and that means your parachute's gone. So sometimes if you're in Tullahoma and you see a floating parachute, that's why. This one ended up landing in Taco Bell parking lot, and someone brought it back to the drop zone before she even landed on her reserve parachute.
I was gonna ask, like, where does it go? Like, what do they do with that? Like, granted, it's probably floating down softly, so it's like it's not gonna like land on a car and blind them. Like you see it coming.
You'll find skydivers land off sometimes. We had one time someone a group of people do a high pull, which means that they pull their parachute at 14,000 feet as soon as they exit the plane. And they're just under their parachute for an extended period of time since you're not doing free fall. And they ended up not being able to spot the drop zone, or I don't know what happened. They got lost and they ended up in Manchester. It was a 26-minute drive and to go pick them up out of someone's cornfield
Well, I guess that's why you jump with a cell phone, right?
most of the time.
Yeah. So you
Sometimes
pull at
people don't.
14,000 feet for a high pull. Like, what elevation are you pulling for a normal?
It all depends on what you're doing. Usually, when you're in bigger groups making a jump, you'll pull a little bit higher because you guys need to give each other separation in the sky to get away from each other. Um, we have old timers, and they're the OGs. They're amazing, but they pull in what we call the basement, which is extremely low. Sometimes you'll be looking up and you can still see their bodies as they pull. They'll pull at like 3 grand, so 3,000. I personally like to have a canopy always over my head by 4,000. That way, if I have a malfunction, I have time to cut away.
Interesting. So once you pull your chute, how long does it take you to actually finally get to the ground? Like on normal condition days, because I'm sure wind probably affects that.
It all depends. So you can get down to the ground really quickly by doing more turns, but you can stay up for an extended period of time. Typically, it's 2 to 3 minutes if I'm pulling at like 5,000. But if I do a high pull, sometimes I'll be up there for 5 to 6 minutes.
I've got shoes on, so I can't calculate this. How long does it take you to pull from, or how long does it take you to fall from 15,000 to 5,000 feet? Like how
Roughly
much free
60
fall do you have?
seconds.
Oh wow.
But the more you skydive, that time period feels longer. Like each skydive, you get to do more things, you get better at your skills, so you get more accomplished and they feel longer. The first time you jump, I always recommend jumping twice. Your first tandem is going to be such an adrenaline overload that you're just not really going to get to experience it as much. The second time it slows down and you get to look around and you're like, "Oh wow. This is amazing."
My kids can't figure out what they want to eat at McDonald's in 60 seconds, and they eat the same thing when they go to McDonald's every time, and they can't figure it out in 60 seconds. So, so I guess my kids aren't skydiving. Cassandra's grandfather, he jumped out of a plane at 80 for his 80th birthday. I think that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of people that'll come out and celebrate their birthday like that. I forget how old the one was, but he said as long as he's alive, he'll keep coming every year. And he was, I know he was over 90, but
Oh, I mean, if I hit, okay. 17 minutes, 37 seconds. Okay, if I'm over 90 or I'm in a Ziploc bag, those are the two rules. That's when I'll jump out of a plane with you, Rachel.
okay.
Granted, you'll be like 40 when I'm 90, but that's okay. Maybe not that extreme. My math is not mathing. So, what are some of your goals? You talked to me about some of your stuff, like pyramids. I'm gonna jump over the pyramids at some point. Like you have some parachuting, skydiving. What do you call it? Is it parachuting? Is it skydiving?
Well, it's skydiving. We're canopy pilots. It's whatever. It's we jump out of planes. That's it.
Okay.
I fall to the ground sometimes gracefully. But yeah, so they have what we had this weekend, a boogie, but they have it once a year over by the pyramids, and it's called. You get to jump the pyramids. It includes 6 jumps, and I think that would be just the coolest thing ever because so many people travel just to see the Great Pyramids. I'm like, I'm gonna go jump them. I'm gonna get the bird's eye view.
Okay.
They also have a Northern Lights one in Iceland that I want to go to as well. I think that would be really pretty. They also I am not skilled enough and qualified to go to this one. You know that really big hole in the ocean that they don't know how deep it is? They have a boogie where you can jump into that hole and you land in the water.
That's weird.
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
it's
neat.
weird. I'm just ready for a megalodon to come up and be like, "Gotcha,
I
skydivers."
think I'm just terrified of everything. Like, I'm being around you, apparently, I'm afraid of everything. I don't like open ocean. I don't like falling. I don't like gravity. No, forget this mess.
But yeah, so I want to travel a lot and skydive at different areas. I've only ever jumped in Tullahoma, Tennessee, so I haven't got to experience anywhere else yet. But that's what I want to do, and I want to be a wingsuiter. That's my goal with skydiving, and eventually I want to progress towards base jumping.
Yes. Can we get a Red Bull sponsor for this podcast?
I wish. Have you ever seen the Red Bull skydivers?
Yeah, that's awesome.
They are the
When you pay,
I
okay,
could watch them any day.
19 minutes and 60 seconds. When you give me Red Bull money, I'm in a baggie, a Ziploc baggie, or I'm over 90. Three ways I'll jump out of a plane. See, Rachel, you're really good at this.
Oh my gosh, don't tell me that. I'll be like, I gotta do all the crazy stuff.
Oh man.
No.
So you're doing good at real estate. I mean, that's going to help fund and fuel your way to do things like that. So uh, lots of houses in contract, lots of showings right now. Right now we're coming in October. Real estate should be slowing down for most people, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down for you. So that's a good thing.
I gotta fuel this adrenaline junkies, pocket so I can go do whatever I want.
What does
So
Ryder think about you jumping out of planes? Like, what did you guys pull up to the drop zone? Ryder's how old now? Two, three,
he's 2.5.
2.5.
So sometimes I worry about this because I've normalized skydiving to the point that it's like, you gonna go jump? Okay. That he's just
I've
gonna
seen
have
videos of
zero fear.
kids that are like 7, 6, jump in tandem.
You can, but not here. There's one drop zone, I believe, in the US that does where they have kid harnesses. I do not recommend that. I would
That's not
not.
a law thing. That's probably my insurance doesn't cover this thing.
In Tennessee, you have to be at least 18 years old to skydive. Alabama, I believe it's 19. But yeah, so I've normalized skydiving for Ryder. And
American Alabama joke. I got you.
oh yeah, it's 19 years old to skydive. Being thank you, Bama. So I said it, not you. And then he'll put on my helmet when the plane's in the hangar, and he'll just go into it, and he'll just pretend to jump out of it and make me catch him.
Does he call you out because you're falling? He's like, "Mommy."
He won't, but if he'll just point to a parachute and he'll think it's me. He doesn't know which one's mine. But if you're ever over Tullahoma and you see a yellow and black canopy that says airborne with a big eagle on it, that's me. I'm the only one with it. So
We're gonna get you a buy Tennessee dirt parachute.
I think we should. And then just have like our
It's
phone
gonna
number
cost
on
me,
it.
but I think it's gonna cost me a lot.
Wise
Whatever.
investment, right?
Give me some quotes. Let's talk about this.
I mean, who else can advertise that way?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh.
I mean, if you want to buy a home in Tennessee and then you want to go have the best view of it, hire me. I'll be like, look, that'll have a great view from the drop zone. So now we can go get you up with a tandem instructor and we can look at your house.
If somebody buys a house from you or sells their house with you, would you be willing to pay for them to go do a tandem jump with you?
If you buy or sell with me, I will. Yeah. Bring an SD card and I'll have someone do your video for free too. I'll pay for it.
And you'll go up there with them, jump out of the plane with them. Like, that's full commitment. Like, I know no other realtor on this planet that will do that.
Trust me with your finances and then trust me with your life. I got you.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll even pick out the best TI that'll fit your personality because they're all different and they're great in their own ways. We have one that goes by just Spidey and he dresses in just his helmet Spider-Man gear. He's a swooper too. We have one that was as a retired lieutenant colonel. So if you're a little bit more formal, we can send you a him. It's just everyone there is just different in their own ways, but they all just love skydiving. It's great.
I'm a very loud, boisterous man, but I think I want the most calm, like, hey, we jumped out of the plane. You want to pull the chute yet? Like, I know it's early. Yeah, let's pull it. Like, I want the most conservative person under the sun. I want him to talk the truth to me all the way out. Be like, hey, we're probably gonna die.
I would send you
We
with
didn't, right?
I'd send you with Eric. That's who took me on my first skydive, but fair warning because I jumped with him and then I started jumping on my own because it's addicting. So no promises. If you jump with him, you might be jumping by yourself after that.
So I will tell you that I'm 6 foot tall, 325 pounds. Like, would I just wear Eric as a backpack? Be like, hey, buddy, you're just in charge of the chute. Like, I'll get us to the door.
So you actually wouldn't be able to jump right now. Between you and your instructor, both of your combined weights have to be under a certain amount so that the parachute can hold
What
you.
is that certain amount? Do I have to jump with a 7-year-old?
No, so that's like what they actually have to do. So whenever you go to make a tandem, you get weighed that day, and there's different weight classifications, and they'll go with different instructors because sometimes if there's heavier people, whether it's like muscle mass or whatever, you just need a lighter instructor because it's your just combined total weight has to be enough for your canopy to hold it. The tandem canopies are like 250 square foot. They have a bunch of different sizes, but that's about I would say the main one they use. My rig that I jump is 135, so I'm jumping 135 square foot canopy.
So at 25 minutes and 35 seconds, I'm no longer afraid of skydiving, Rachel. Yeah, I'll jump.
I did it.
I can't because I weigh too much. Sorry. I mean, I'd be there for you. I'd jump right out of that plane with you, but too big. Sorry. And the wife likes the big guy, so I mean, can't go against wife's wishes. So darn.
It's okay. I'm just gonna take her instead.
I'm gonna go home and start feeding her. I'm gonna take home a box of donuts today. She's gonna kill me when she hears this. No, why? Well, Rachel said that you had to be under a certain weight in order to skydive, so that's why you've gained 50 pounds since Rachel and I recorded this.
You're just nervous that I'm gonna convince her to do it, and you don't want her to. That's it. That's the only reason you care. You know that she would do it because I think she would.
I can't imagine my life without my wife.
She would be fine.
Meaning, I don't think I can raise these 3 girls by myself. Let's be honest.
We can make a whole day out of it. We can make the girls make signs, and you guys can just be there and be like, "Oh, mom landed."
No, not having it. Not today. Not today. Well, Rachel, I think this has been fun. I'm surprised that you actually gave me 3 valid reasons of when I could jump out of a plane, and you actually helped me confirm that I don't have to keep telling people that I would never jump out of a plane because I'm scared. I can just tell them, I'm too big. But we've all seen like Operation Dumbo Drop, which is a Disney movie where they threw an elephant out of a plane into like a Vietnamese jungle on a parachute, and I'm pretty sure they can drop a Humvee out of a plane. So don't get any ideas.
I've never seen that movie, so now I'm disappointed.
It's an old school Disney movie. I actually watched it not too recent.
I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah, Disney Plus. If you got it, check it out.
I wish I had Disney
Simple
Plus.
plug. Disney, send me the check in the mail for giving you a plug on this. I'm sure that many people are watching this compared to you. Awesome. Rachel, any advice for people that want to get involved in skydiving or want to buy or sell real estate in Tennessee with you?
The answer to both of those is just give me a call. 615-648-5391. If you just want to talk skydiving or just the market, give me a call.
Sweet deal. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
I think we're gonna have to just go watch you skydive sometime. We haven't done that yet. So.
I think you guys should next time we have a good weather day. Of course, that's going to be the day I go. I didn't speak that into existence.
No, that's not going to be tomorrow. So, hey guys, have a good week. We'll make sure all the contact information is in the description below. And thanks for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Oh, and like the like button so I win this competition because I'm funnier than him.
Yeah, don't give me a thumbs down. I'm not that funny. Just funny looking. Take care, guys.